Evidence of proper
Was
notice.
posted at the town hall and the website on February 12th, 2026.
Impressive. What do we got? Roll call.
Pledge of Allegiance.
No, sorry. Skip over.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Item 2, roll call.
Katie, here. Will,
Yeah.
Jeremy,
Here.
Brent,
Yep.
and Mike.
Present.
Perfect.
Nobody here in the audience. Approval of our agenda.
Make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
Everybody in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Alrighty. Did you have a chance to read our minutes from our last meeting on 1/21? And if so, we'll take a motion when you're ready.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from January 21st meeting.
Second.
Everybody in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? No? I'm trying to figure out my computer. Recognition of audience, nobody here. 6, business, discuss possible town response to the county shoreland zoning amendments. I think we have an item in our packet. Do you wanna go through this a little bit, Adam, or no?
Sure. Whatever you'd like.
Yeah, I mean, oh, go ahead.
You sure? Yep. It's your show.
No, I know. Gotta have good people at my show.
You guys have probably seen over the last, well, it's actually been over a year that we first talked about this. The county has been working on revisions to the shoreline zoning ordinance, which generally speaking would not be a thing of note for the town, except 5 years ago or so, the county changed its shoreline ordinance and at that time put a lot of what I would call general zoning provisions in its shoreline ordinance. And it went so far as adding zoning districts, like the residential district, the commercial district, those kind of things. And then it had, in addition to that, what I would call more general zoning rules in the shoreline ordinance. And we responded, along with Garfield at the time, to the county saying, can't do that. You might remember part of the reason that it came up is we had some properties in the town that were zoned here commercial, and under the county's zoning district they're zoned residential, and we got complaints saying I can't do anything with my property because it's one in each. So we kind of worked out a compromise with the county at the time, the corporation council, to exclude those general zoning provisions from applying to towns that have their own zoning. That would be you guys, at the time, you guys, Garfield and Farmington, now Apple River does as well. When this county started its revisions here a year ago, they struck that language, and we objected, along with the other towns that it impacted. And then it just kind of sat, and nothing really happened. And then all of a sudden, about a month ago, this sort of took back off again. And it turned out, and they left it like that with the strikeouts of the compromise language, but they left the general zoning provisions in there. And they sent out a note to the town saying, essentially, we're just making this like our model, like the DNR model ordinance, to which I vigorously objected and wrote an article about. So they had a public hearing 2-3 weeks ago, their February, at the Environmental Services Committee. Jeremy was there, and it was a long 6-hour meeting, and at the end of that, they kind of left it as is with that mess in there. So went about the business of talking to the towns that are impacted, which is not just the towns with their own zoning, it's towns that have no zoning, which is Clam Falls, Lorraine, Georgetown, and Lake Town. And they all were disappointed in what's going on. So I suggested that because the county seemed to not really want to listen to the objections of the towns, individually, and there were town chairmen at those meetings who objected, and for whatever reason, they still didn't make the changes. So we had a meeting yesterday, a telephone meeting, with the chairs of those 7 towns, and Mike was in attendance, with a law firm out of Eau Claire named Weld Riley. The towns, each one of the towns agreed to the extent they could, without quite having gone through the meeting yet, with some of the towns that already had their meeting and approved hiring a lawyer. Towns like St. Croix Falls said, we'll approve it if the board approves it, essentially. So the idea with that, with the coalition, is if we can get a coalition of 7 towns to, through an attorney, send a letter to the county committee saying, you have to take out these general zoning provisions that are inconsistent with state law. And if you don't take those out, and it passes in this form, then we'll have no choice but to litigate this. The hope is that the committee will listen then, and we'll just take them out. And there won't be litigation. So that's kind of where it's left off. Certainly it's not my money, but it is in Apple River, and I'm in favor of it with respect to that. And I think, generally speaking, it's the only way to hope maybe get the attention of the folks on the committee is to have a united front. Mm-hmm. And 2 reasons why I say that. One, I think, there's members of the committee who care what towns think, and maybe this would persuade them. But equally important, even if it passes the committee, it still has to pass the full county board, and you have people like Jay Luke, who's a town chairman, and what's the guy from Alden? The town chairman in Alden. It's in the wheelchair. Keith. So you have town people on the county board who I think would be inclined to pay attention to this, I hope. So that's kind of where it sits. I've also been in contact with the Towns Association, their executive director and a lawyer for them. Their Towns Association is, I think, going to get involved in this and write a letter to the county, and I think the local Realtors Association is as well. I've talked to those guys to object to the way this is going. Mm-hmm. The other parts of the changes that they're making, generally speaking, there's some tweaks that I would make, some that I'm like, I don't like that, but generally speaking, don't impact you guys. Some of the other changes, it's these general zoning provisions that I think are a big problem for towns. Maybe you have another view of it.
Nope, that's 100%.
So why aren't they listening? What's the reason? Or why is the pushback? I don't know.
I don't know. I spent a fair amount of time talking to Sharon. She's on the committee, and of course she finds this difficult to deal with because she sat in these chairs here. Yeah. And I think part of it is the VRBO issue. Oh. They want to have control of VRBOs across the county, even in non-zone towns. Mm-hmm. And they feel like they can't do that if they put that in the general zoning. Well, there's a simple solution to that. Don't put it in your general zoning then. Right. Just have it as a license ordinance. Oh, and actually, the towns that have decided to be unzoned, I suspect they've done that for a reason. And if they wanted to have VRBO ordinances in that town, all they have to do is adopt an ordinance. Right. I mean, to me, it's like being, patting the town on the head saying, oh, you guys aren't smart enough to deal with this, so we'll handle it for you. Right. Whereas my experience is the towns are far better at this kind of stuff and, do a way better job than the county would ever do on it. So I think that's a big part of it, actually, from what I hear. Okay. But it doesn't help me understand, like, the other 10 things that are a problem. Well, take those out at least. Yeah. If we can all have a fight about the VRBO thing, I guess. So that's where it sits right now. And they have a meeting on March 4th. The committee does another public hearing. And so the goal is to get a letter from the firm that's from Weld Riley to the committee by before that meeting, opposing the changes. One other thing, so I don't know exactly how this happened, but between that last meeting and when they just sent this draft out 2 days ago, they've sort of added back in some of that compromise language now. So maybe they're feeling some pressure and they're making some changes, but to me, I still think you push forward on, now, to me, now is the time to get the ordinance right. When we did this, the ordinance was already in place, and so we made some tweaks to make it work, but if we've got the thing open, why not get it right and just get the general zoning provisions out and put those in the general zoning ordinance?
Yeah, this last update, it looks like it only really takes out for town zoned areas, so it doesn't affect the non-zoned areas, so the
Right.
Lake Town, Georgetown, those townships are still being generally zoned in the shoreland,
And I think
even with this provision.
one of the problems with the way they're doing it is, the reason that they first took it out is because DNR said, well, we don't like that provision, which I don't care about. You don't need, and I don't know that the committee ought to care about one person at DNR saying we don't like those provisions, but it sounded like part of the committee wanted to get their ordinance certified. In order to do that, you have to have DNR on board. And my argument all along has been, DNR has a model ordinance. And that is the group that's charged with implementing these things. Why can't we just grab their model ordinance and, generally speaking, follow that? I don't understand why. It makes no sense to me what the committee's doing right now. So anyways, my recommendation, to the extent it matters, is to kind of push forward with this and see if we can't get the ordinance right. Now's the time. We've got the pieces in place to have a good coalition of towns. We might as well take advantage of it.
Yeah.
So right now, we need to decide whether we wanna be part of this letter and move forward with the letter, and then see what the county's reaction is. And then, we would probably reconvene prior to any further steps, right?
Yeah, that's a great point. So, some towns were concerned on the call yesterday, like, well, we know litigation can be expensive and, we gotta fix roads, so we don't have a lot of money. And the idea here is let's send a letter, see what happens. If the county complies, great, we're done. And we have, each town's got a few $100 tied up into it. If the county doesn't comply, passes the ordinance as is with these problems, then we'll get the coalition back together again, get an estimate from the law firm of exactly what will cost, and then
And possibly have some assistance from the Towns Association also.
Agreed, yeah. So, yeah, I don't think you're locking yourself into like filing a lawsuit.
No,
By agreeing to be part of the letter at this point.
But with that being an option, is what the county is doing, they can't do? Because that's the only way it would go to litigation, correct? If they're doing something that they can't.
It's been my view for a long time, and it's shared by the lawyer that I talked to at the
Okay.
Towns Association, that most of these provisions that we object to go too far to be in a shoreline ordinance.
Okay.
It's a little bit gray because there's the 7 things that you're required to do under for shoreland, but then there's also this catch-all that says they can do other things if they are for the purpose of Chapter 281, which is generally speaking protecting the water.
Okay.
So can you make an argument that having a VRBO regulation protects the water?
no.
It's kind of a stretch. I mean, it's more about protecting the neighbor from being annoyed by the neighbor.
Right.
Could you make an argument that some of the other things, like, I think they've got some CAFO rules in there, how many animals can be close to the water. Does that impact the water? That's actually more arguable, I think, than VRBO rules. But certainly zoning districts, that is not even close. I mean, how does a zoning district, how you use your house or your property, how does that have anything to do with protecting the water? I think it's clearly out of bounds, and the lawyer from the Towns Association agrees with that.
I have a hard time wrapping my head around, why is the county seeing all this pushback from all of us? Why do they, aren't they county's up here, now you got all these townships, and all these townships say, no, we don't like that, but they're still, aren't they supposed to we're supposed to work together?
I think the kind of,
Why is it pushback?
5 years ago, they had a really bad, it was really ugly with the Airbnbs because they were just starting and they were chasing properties basically and trying to get them out. And I think a lot of the same people are still on the board. So they have like a personal vindictive to keep it and maintain it and not let that happen.
I mean,
that's what I feel is going on.
We had some issues with our Airbnb, but I think over the last couple of years, we've
Yeah, we dealt with it.
We
That's-
dealt with it and made some change, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I'm
It's too
biased, I
bad.
don't really like the zoning people up there right now, they've annoyed me enough that I'm
Yeah.
just, and I feel like sometimes they're pushing this is their agenda, because
Yeah, right.
then they get more control.
Yeah.
And I guess I can't say it for sure, because I haven't ever heard Logan or Sarah say, I want more control.
But the
But I'm kinda like
interpretation of
that-
everything, that's the way I.
It just
see it,
certainly
too.
feels like that's what's
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah.
This also kinda helps with our double permitting too.
Good.
So, or getting out of being double permitted in our township.
So we need a motion? How do we handle?
Yeah, that'd be great, if
Do I
just a
need to
motion to.
abstain?
No, you don't need to.
Okay.
So we're looking for a motion whether we proceed, being the coalition, sending the letter to the county.
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Alright, everybody in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Alright,
I'll reach out to Anders and just let him know that
perfect.
that was approved, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep, thank you. Thanks for being on the call.
Yeah, no problem.
I was hungry.
Item 6B, road work. Steve, you sent me, it was a cost for double chip sealing per mile, wasn't it?
Yeah, estimated,
And it was what, 73,000?
yeah, 73,500.
Okay.
And that's for rolling, compacting, doing the final grade, like Farner did when they did 180th there by the lake.
Okay.
How much was it? 75?
73.
73, that's an estimate too, I mean, it could, depending on how,
That was 1 mile?
yes,
Okay.
how close it is to the final grade when they start.
Okay.
If they have to put 2-3 days in it, I mean, that probably.
And we've
just-
got our chips ordered and our oil ordered, correct?
Okay, the chips I've already picked up and they're in our pile down at
I
track.
saw that, yep.
And the oil I've discussed with Justin, so he knows our mileage, and we're getting thrown into there.
Now this, if we choose to double chip, that's completely separate from
That's
the
a totally
county?
different country.
But
or
we don't, country,
Company, sorry. Oh, geez.
not to that point yet.
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's, depending on who bids it, it'd either be Farner or Scott that's appealed.
Okay, but they're gonna supply the oil.
That, yes, that
Okay.
would be through them. That's actually 2 different types of oil when
Okay.
they do that. It's a different type because it's thicker rock.
Okay. And we know where we're crack sealing and chip sealing?
I think we're gonna be doing zone 2 or B.
Okay.
And I was looking through some of that today, our 210, we did get some cracks on that this winter. But typically our pavement around here, they say it's from 40 below to like 120. When you start hitting that 25 and 30 below, you're gonna get a lot more cracks on new pavement, which there's maybe 20 cracks in 2 miles, which isn't bad for 1 year, but, or 6 months. But that's an extreme temperature we had this year.
But for road projects, we don't have any question about what we're gonna do at all yet.
No, not really.
Okay.
Let's see,
We did run in with down at 87 and 160th.
Yes.
The county contacted us and said that, and I didn't know this, so it was a learning curve. I thought if it was within the right of way of the highway that it wasn't ours, but apparently it is. So where our road, until our blacktop meets the highway blacktop, everything on our road is ours. So it was overflowing and icing up the highway. So the county went in and steam jetted it out and broke some ice out there. You were down there with our backhoe and helped out. The plan is to re-ditch that, and that'll be on the county state this summer. But the kind of the rub is that we should have replaced that culvert that was in right at the intersection there before we had paved 160th. So if that might have to get cut out, but the good thing is that you might be going about 1 mile an hour by the time you hit that bump, if
Replaced it
there's-
because it was disintegrating, or replaced it because it's not big enough, or
It's
replaced it
in
why?
poor shape. Yeah.
and
it's-
they can't prove that right now because there's only this much that's not filled with dirt all the way through it. It's a 30-inch culvert and 26 inches to 28 was filled with dirt. And Justin, the number 2 guy from Polk County, was there when we were looking at it. And I said, what caused that to get filled in with dirt? And he admitted the ditch along their highway needs to be ditched. So until they can get that down, and this is what I would ask them, is show me that culvert's bad. I can go back to Google Earth and see it was replaced around 2005. You can see the utility cut. And that's about when they redid Highway 87 from St. Croix all the way up to Cushing. So you can see that, and he knows about that now. So you'll go back and look at Google Earth. But if it's had 25 inches of dirt in it for 15 years, it ain't gonna be rusted out.
Yeah.
But if they clean it out and it's rustful, then yeah. But,
So this summer it'll get jutted out and cleaned out,
Yeah.
and then we'll determine the shape of it. If they have to replace it, they'll replace it, but we gotta pay for the culvert.
that's
Oh,
what
but
we
they'll
do.
put it in.
They'll put it in.
I have a weird question. If it's a 30-inch culvert, can you put a 28-inch culvert inside of it and just leave it?
You probably could, but
If it's
I
in
don't
bad
know.
shape.
See, there's an actual formula when you go from a corrugated steel to a slate poly. Like if we can get a 26-inch poly, you can probably put it in there, as long as the DNR doesn't say there's trout in a dang stream. Because you can't use smooth bore in a stream of fish. But,
And they consider
well,
the
they can't
ditch
get
a
through it, it
stream of
goes too
fish?
fast. But, well, excuse me?
They consider the ditch a stream?
There is a stream there.
Yes, but I don't believe there's trout there because the inlet pipe that drops into would be about a 6-foot jump to get into it. I don't think them little trout like that are gonna make it. But anyway, but I don't believe there's anything wrong with the pipe, but until they dig it out and flush it,
I don't know why, I thought I had it in my head that they did sleeve that back in, But-
it's straight galvanized right now.
okay,
But a 30-inch pipe is a big pipe.
yeah,
And we literally had about that much at the top, the rest is dirt, it wasn't ice.
yeah.
The ice was in that top 2 inches. And it's slowly cutting its way down right now because it's melting and pushing it out.
So
But I'd
once
like
we-
to see it clean before.
Once we get it cleaned out, then we'll keep an eye on it and
Yeah,
call the county and tell them to clean out their ditch because you're affecting our culvert.
yeah. Well, until they dig their ditch down 25 to 30 inches, though, you won't get a flow through there.
Yeah.
But, let's see.
But for projects, that's pretty much it, right? I know you got your report coming up still, but,
What, you and
oh no. Go ahead.
for projects, okay, so 180th Avenue, up by Turner's,
Yes.
double chip seal. Okay, I drove it and all that, it's starting to break up a little bit, right? I mean,
Yes.
I saw where we patched, I think it's
Yeah.
fine. When should we consider to either double chip seal again, or maybe even blacktop it? I don't wanna see we lose it, you should,
No, I agree.
I'm just saying, it's starting to, or do you agree with me, it's starting to
Oh,
break?
yeah. I'd like to see if we can get 5 years out of how much maintenance
But
it
we're
takes.
coming on 4 right now, right?
30.
But
This
that
is
was
a-
the one that we didn't, that wasn't graded by them, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
It wasn't compact.
And we didn't get as well a finish.
Yeah.
But this is coming our 4th, this is.
You know, I have to go back through, but I was thinking it was our 3rd summer.
See, I was thinking it was a
And-
3rd winter on there.
It might be, I don't, I'd have to go back.
I'm very pleased with it, but I'm
Yeah,
just saying, before we lose it,
Yeah, you could chip it again, you know?
Right.
Or pave it, yeah.
yeah. I mean, them guys come out, I mean, just, I don't know, doesn't it cost, like, not.
Don't they have some projects on 180th Street? Weren't we finishing that
But
this year?
that's gravel right now.
Yes.
We're
Yeah.
double
Well,
chip
that was
sealing
gonna be
that.
double
We could
chip
do it
this
at the
summer.
same time.
That's what I was
You
thinking,
just go
yeah.
out around the
Just
corner.
to see what they're,
Does it need to be like repulverized?
I don't think, no,
Like,
no,
is the grading the issue?
no, I don't think you grade it, I don't think we do nothing.
Or just respray?
That, I mean, I'm not the
I
profession, but
put
that's the
2
guy.
patches on it last week.
Right, that looks good.
And I didn't check them since and I've been back over there, but if they're holding, there's a couple more by Turner's that we're starting,
I'm referring further east up,
yeah, towards, or not Turner's, the house with
Yeah.
the apple trees,
Yeah.
whoever's that is.
because they're right in the middle of the road too.
Yeah. They just
Just
started
getting
last
soft.
week or so.
Yep.
Like beads of
Yep.
rock on top.
Yep,
But Turner's were like that a week ago.
but I thought 180th Street that's really nice, I thought,
The dirt road
yeah.
or the double chip
No,
past it.
well, both are, I thought the dirt road was just fine too.
There's no gravel put on there, that's just what was pulverized.
Yeah, that's really nice,
We added to it as a mix, but that was it.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard.
And less
I wish-
traffic.
200th is not that way, we'll just say that.
Yeah, 200th is,
Not good.
200th got pounded,
Oh,
yeah. Anyway, that was my 2 cents if they're.
You're right, they can double pave right over that, they just have to taper both ends where we do it.
Or we could double chip seal over it.
Sure. It'd be nice to put a patch in those weak areas.
Well, right.
And then double chip over
So
that.
we haven't decided how we're gonna finish 200.
No.
That's why I got you that estimate.
Say that again?
That's why I got you the estimate from.
Yeah.
We got one from Monarch too though?
I don't know that they do that, do they?
No, paving.
Oh, no, but we kinda know, well, I guess I shouldn't say that. You know, our 230 or something, that was pulverizing and
Right.
paving.
Cause that's the only way we're gonna, paving versus double, I mean, right?
Yep.
That's what it's gonna come down to,
Yep.
cause Nick's already gonna dress it up,
Yes.
so.
And I believe in his contract, he had down for shouldering, and that
Yeah.
would be to match pavement.
Yeah,
So that would be somewhere else or not.
it would be
used.
after we do whatever we're gonna
Yeah.
do on
Yeah.
it.
If they double chip it, you don't shoulder. You may do a little bit later, but you don't taper it off like you would if you had paved it.
I really wanted to double chip that road. I don't know if we can. I drove it a couple of days ago and I don't know if we can.
Well,
I don't know, I drove it the other night too. I mean,
If it dries and gets
Anything was
firm, you
horrible.
But it'll be
Yeah.
okay.
yeah,
Like
Right
you
now.
couldn't even see rock anymore on part of it, you know what I
but it's
mean?
getting
Like,
pounded.
yeah.
There was a lot of rock there last fall, I thought.
there
You can,
was,
if you go right now and you really look at it, you can see there's gradations in the top. You'll see sandy areas and then really rocky areas, and they're, you know, it's like as they went into the pile, they got to
They
different,
come from 2 different pits, I guess.
well, that might be the thing then.
Yeah, I didn't
Can we
realize.
just close it on warm days? Can we close it if it's not frozen?
He's posted it.
For
I think you
axle
posted
weight,
it.
not
It's
Yeah.
posted
poles,
right
but
now,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, but could you just close it?
That's up to the board, I'll do whatever you
but
want.
I don't think
You have
it's
to
that
look.
I
bad.
think if we just leave car traffic on there, I don't
Yeah.
think it'd be bad, but, you know, if somebody was hauling stuff, dump truck continuously on there and,
They were trying to get a lot of stuff out of Taylor's pit before road bands come on, but they were trying to get out the eye, and they should've went, well, anyhow. You get a hold of them?
I left a message and I sat and waited for them to come by.
Yeah, so
And they're
I
going the way they should now.
left a message for them too.
Okay. Yeah, so I've never seen them go down since I put up the signs.
well, we don't,
So
we're not
that's fine.
probably gonna decide tonight, so we get a price for, paving a mile of blacktop?
Okay.
Or, yeah.
Just, final
Just-
grade.
Just final
paving.
grade and
Paving.
paving.
Okay,
And then we can compare that at our next meeting and decide whether we're gonna double chip or blacktop, sound good?
So the paving would be a wedge or what what's
You talking
blacktop?
about-
Putting 3
200
inches on there?
3 inches?
yeah, it'd be a 3 inch. What they do is they put down the initial one would give you the shape and then they just put another 1.5 inches
Yeah,
on top.
okay.
Monarch, when they would come in with their graders and all that would be set up to get your inch or 1.5% slope on either side all the way down first. They're really good with that. Right now, there's some areas that I believe from left to right or east to west, it all slopes one way. And they would take all that out when they come in. A couple areas like that, not many, but there are a couple that
Yeah.
are really one way across. And you don't want that when it's finished.
Good.
Okay. Any other road work projects that you wanna talk about? Alright, any training that you have to go to, Steve, or?
No, but I'd like to do some here with
That's what
some
I
of the
asked.
board members right after the meeting
Okay,
on the dump truck. I would like at least 1 or 2 of the board to be able to hop in that truck, turn on the Sanders and do whatever,
Yeah.
if you had to. It'd take 5 minutes.
Perfect.
We're done.
Katie, you up for that?
That got me with a good time.
She's
Okay.
shotgun.
Other than that,
Ever seen
I
somebody
do
stand
have
in
a
75
M-Shop
like
coming up
this?
next month, but it's already paid for. That's over at Garfield Township.
say that, what did you buy?
M-Shop, mine safety awareness.
Oh,
There is some awareness training. That's over at, we do it at Garfield Shop. There's about 30 guys.
okay,
Out there, Ken, so, trains.
alright, that training's approved. Committee reports, what do you got for road maintenance on your monthly report?
Well, something, since we brought up, on that 200th Street, I have a 5-ton sign, in case anybody asks, it's not per axle, it just says 5 tons. It does say by whatever ordinance or whatever the town board. So if you get questioned on that, people before have come back thinking it means per axle. And I can pull them signs in 10 minutes if you drive the road to anybody and decides it's good. Like, say we get below freezing again. It's up to you. It's not like if we're down
I
to
got no
5.
problem if they sit on there for the duration till.
Okay, and I don't
frost
care,
goes
but
out.
like I said, they're simple bolts, I can take them off in a few minutes if it gets cold again.
Unless one of you guys has a objection.
I think we're no.
Right,
That'll dry
well,
out nice.
let's see, most of my vehicle maintenance is just minor stuff, either bulbs or wiring burned out, or most of my wiring problems, you get like snow, ice blobs, hanging on a wire, breaks the zip strips or whatever, it's just hanging on a wire, it ends up breaking the wires. Gone through and fixed all the stuff on the trucks right now, everything's running good, I don't have anything out there with any problems with it. Let's see, burn pile, that thing I tried for, oh my god, 8 hours to get that pile going. I got about half, maybe. There's so many leaves and grass piles and all this, it just turned to just blue smoke. And I was stirring it with tobacco, trying to get it going. I had the flamethrower up there, it's like whatever. Probably burned for a month. But just smoldering right now if you go and look at it. It ain't going anywhere, but you can't put it out and you can't get it going. But yeah, if it ever dries out, I'll attempt it again, but let's see. On 160th Avenue, south side where the snowmobile trail come up last year, I put in, I believe it was around $2,400 worth of ballast trap rock there. Okay, when they run the groomer down through there, I had an outlet so that if the water come down through there, it turned it away from the road, which worked great all summer. Well, when they groomed it this winter and packed across that, well, now the water came down, instead of going out away from the road, it went between the edge of the pavement and the edge of that trap rock, and there's a rut there now. I got most of it packed in where you can drive it. I took the snowmobile trail of the backhoe, so the water runs back into that groove to go away from the road. But it's gonna take more ballast rock again, and I kinda figured this was gonna happen, but I didn't think in February. So, I mean, there's damage already. I mean, if you look, I filmed it, so if anybody wants to see it. But,
Yeah, we can get that filled in any time now, right?
Sure, well, I get ballast.
Yeah.
Hardest part in the winter is I gotta get rid of all my sand out of a vehicle to haul stuff. Unless I can get a township with an empty truck. But I don't foresee where they're putting it, a solution to this every spring, other than moving the trail somewhere else.
Yeah.
Because their trail, if you look at it in the winter, it slopes up from the edge of the pavement. And they go across the outflows where it takes it away from the road, fills them in, so it forces the water to the road. And the first thing that's gonna go is the material by the edge of the road. And what did we get, an inch of rain last night maybe? I don't know, it was a bunch. But it washed it right that deep along our pavement.
Is there a spot next to it that would make more sense, like close by it, that you think would work better?
There's
No.
a steep
great.
hill right there.
Yeah,
But I mean, we could look at other routes for the snowmobile trail.
I think if you wait till after the elections are done, the mayor of St. Croix Falls might be willing to work with you, getting it through a different property.
Yeah, they got some different leadership, so that might be
Yeah,
more accessible where it used to run.
yeah, work properties or something in there. But right now, I mean, where it is, I think every year we're pretty much guaranteed it's gonna do something to that road. I mean, the area that I had the rock all packed in good is good, but right when you get to the end of it, it started a new piece there. And I don't know. It's,
Well, let's do what we can to keep it from further eroding, and then we'll re-look at things this summer.
Did the trail look like it was used much? I saw they graded it a bunch,
well,
but
they groomed it a lot, but I didn't see
Or
many
groomed it,
snowmobiles on it.
yeah.
I mean, there was probably a couple
Couple tracks,
tracks
but-
here. But anyway, that's pretty much all I got. A bunch of trees went down last night, but
Yeah,
stupid.
we have any questions for Steve? All right, thanks, sir.
Yep.
On to the clerk's report, I believe we have an item in our package. Or not. Nope, there it is. we have the disbursements there. Any got any questions on that? I can't believe how much money we spent to the schools, the St.Croix School District.
Or the people spend.
What's that?
Yeah, no, I agree.
Is
The
that-
people.
Is part of that still the last referendum?
I
Yeah.
believe so.
Yeah.
I think there's one more year on that still, right?
Please.
Okay.
I'd be shocked if it ever went down.
Does that dissolve? On that referendum?
I
It
thought
was
it was
like
a
so
lot
many
longer.
years and then it's,
The auditorium?
yeah.
Yeah.
Thought it was like
It's a
so many
long
years.
time.
I thought it was
They
like
always seem
20
to
Oh,
always
is
find
it?
Yeah.
a place to spend that money though.
So when 20 years is up, that is done and that payment. Okay, it's not reoccurring.
This whole 174? Most of that, or some of that will be reoccurring.
Were you saying 174?
Well, the stuff for the referendum.
900. Isn't it?
Yeah, I'm saying 900.
I'm seeing 900.
Are you on the first page?
Yeah.
Page.
January,
5.
February 2026.
Yeah.
Number 35.
Oh, I was looking at the checks. Okay.
No, this is
Yeah.
disbursements fees.
Almost $1 million.
Oh, there it is.
State fair,
Yeah. Yeah.
No, whoa, now you're fired up.
No. It is silly.
Yeah, yeah, that's never gonna go away.
I don't think it will.
How much was that referendum for? Does anybody remember?
No idea. So we need a motion for the
vote.
disbursements.
I'll make a motion to approve disbursements or vouchers, 26/025 through 26/054.
Is there a second?
A second.
Roll call.
Jeremy,
Yes.
Katie, yes. Brent,
Yes.
Will,
Yes,
Mike.
Right. Right, then we have the year-to-date revenues.
okay, we just looked on page 5 for St. Croix Falls, and I'll pick on them, 900,000. So how does that work? The disbursement, though, we just gave them a check for 174, right?
What line are you looking at?
It'd be line, number 20, no,
It looks like,
8.
it looks like we wrote a check though for check number 14877 for 900 some thousand.
Yeah, we did.
148.
I thought you were down the next page.
Yeah, I mean, how did you, okay, 174 on check 14845. I guess I didn't even get down to 148.
I think that's what I saw before, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's 900 for the year, is that what that's what I'm asking, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it should be the one payout per tax.
So we just, okay.
And you have the expenses,
It's January too.
page 7.
What did you say, 14877?
It's a different check number though.
Where?
This check number is not the same as the 900.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
What page is the check number you're looking at?
10.
Page.
But that was January's check,
Which it,
not February's check.
but the other one is January and February.
Well, this one's just February.
I wanna say that we paid 2 payments to those guys.
Is one the referendum and one just the normal tax?
That I don't know.
It was the same with Unity School, they're 23,000, and then on page 5, wasn't it 100?
Yep.
There was like
120.
354 on something on the first disbursements.
Unity was 120.
I'm sorry, I looked at the wrong line.
Yep. Anyway,
I'll find out.
it'll all balance out.
Any other questions? Not that I could answer them, but,
Oh, I don't.
alright. So we've got a couple invoices from the Humane. Alright. On to zoning permit logs. Is there anything in here for that? I don't think I have.
I didn't see one mode.
I didn't see one either.
I don't think anything came in, it would have been,
And Ben's kind of been dealing with that lately,
Yeah.
so.
I don't think anything new has come in
This is
because
what
we
we
would
have to roll.
have, they would have met last month, or last
I
week.
was just gonna check, okay.
Has anything come in for next month yet?
Not that I've heard. Any supervisor reports?
Yeah, a few complaints about the fireworks and Valentine's Day.
Yeah, that one really ticked me off. I don't know, I don't recall us giving out anything for that, and,
Well, can we put into effect, don't we, we can give them a fine, can we? Or talking to or
I
something?
believe we could, you know, and, if they can't follow rules, I mean, it's not the only time that they've
Right.
fired off without having a permit.
Who was it?
What?
Who was it?
Rock Creek.
Rock Creek.
They don't.
They always ask for forgiveness, never permission.
You know, so, but I mean, we could always deny their permits when they come in, because you obviously can't follow the rules. You know, I mean, it's pretty frustrating, it's kinda like he throws it in our face because nothing happens to him, you know?
But the funny thing is, we've never said no to any time they've asked for a firework permit.
Correct.
So why not just ask us?
Well, I don't know, I mean, at our last approval, there was some opposition to it, you know, and,
But
especially, you know, if he's not gonna follow any rules and shoot him off whenever he feels like it, you know, I think some people, if they have animals that, are sensitive to it, might pay attention and, you know, do something different that night, but, not when they randomly go off, you know, so.
What time did they launch? Just curious. Where they're
Like
going off? Was it?
8:30, 9 o'clock or something
It was
like that.
towards later.
Yeah,
Did they have an event? I don't even know.
Valentine's.
it was Valentine's Day, Saturday night. I guess I didn't know of any event going on, but,
I think they were advertising on their sign down there for some
Okay.
Valentine's event.
but it was a pretty long, you know,
It
fireworks.
was like a commercial display.
Yeah, I mean, it was like their Friday nights during their miracle. So. Yeah,
I think we need to send a letter. Like, kind of as a zoning or a compliance issue, to kind of put them on like a warning.
yeah, I mean, so we almost have to have a letter for documentation, you know, I mean, I could call them and say, hey, you know what? This is the way it is, but I wouldn't have any documentation of it.
You can do it however you want. You can
Okay.
call them if you felt comfortable with that. You can send them a letter, citation,
But that
letter
would be
plus citation.
documentation then? If he makes a phone call, we can document, or,
Yeah, you can put that in the file.
okay.
But however you want to handle it, you can.
Okay,
However the board wants to handle it.
okay.
I mean, it's clear, the ordinance is clear. You
Yeah.
have a permit,
Yeah,
they didn't have a permit, so however you guys want to deal with the non-compliance,
I don't think it should go unresponded to.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Just how do we wanna respond?
No, yeah, I mean, it sets precedents for other violations for other people.
Right, yeah, exactly.
I'll look in the minutes and find out for sure what the dates were. And then, call and deal with it, you know, I kinda wanted you guys' approval to do something.
Do they have any special exceptions that are pending still?
Not pending, but they have a special exception.
But did they have like a 2-year review of no complaints or whatever for their campground or
Probably,
past
but that's
that?
past that. But even still, if you're not complying with the law, that's one of the
Yeah,
conditions in all of them. I mean, I don't know that you have to get to that.
no,
level.
I know,
mean,
but
you
I
do,
think a
but-
written, like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I think written's probably better than a
Yeah.
phone call, just in your neighbors and stuff, so it should
Yeah.
come from all of us, not just, I don't know, that's my opinion.
I
And
agree.
just stating, hey, this happened without permitting, if it
Yeah.
happens again. What? I'm just
They'll be
like,
fined, and if, I
okay.
don't know,
You're gonna
after,
be subject to being told no on all of your future
yeah,
permits.
Is a warning letter something you typically draft, or does Janet or Mike, or what is
Usually the
that?
zoning guy does,
The zoning guy does, okay, perfect.
I can write something up,
but
and
I
then,
mean, I'm certainly willing to help or do whatever you need.
I'll write something up and then send it around. I mean, I can do that, right, email people?
I don't even think you need to send it to us.
I would just get their consent and then you and
Okay.
I can work on it.
Okay.
I wouldn't involve them, then you get the walking forum problem.
All in
Yeah.
favor for Mike to write it and send it?
Well, I agree with Mike, write it and then maybe confirm with that.
Right,
For sure.
Yeah.
but you don't have to
No,
send it
I-
to all of us, you
Yeah.
guys, we're giving you permission to.
I'm in favor.
Okay.
All right, oh, good call, I forgot about that, so thanks. Any other reports? Honestly, I had something else, but I don't recall what it was, so. I don't have anything, no public comments, any other business? Future agenda items? Next agenda, or next meeting is March something, I don't know.
18th, should be?
The same day.
Yeah, you're right.
18th. March always follows February in the same day.
Will's in
Yes.
charge on that one?
February is perfect this year.
28 days, it's 4 weeks.
I also will not be here next month,
All right, boys, we're gonna have another show.
What is it?
so I don't know.
But you
month?
guys have to be here.
Oh, yeah, we have to be here.
So then, do we want to, maybe we were gonna put on the agenda how to
Oh, yeah.
finish 200th, move that off to April?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have time, so
I think so.
we'll put this on April's agenda.
We got it.
I mean, it's one of those things that I feel like, I'm not worried about us, I'm worried about, like, town residents saying, why did you guys decide that, and then it's.
If I
you know
made
what I mean?
that clear, there'd be a lot
Then
of
Mike's
debate.
like, I didn't, that was those guys.
Yeah. Mike's like, no, do it April, maybe.
All I gotta do is
No, we just gotta tie the vote, and that's all.
Or I just make a motion, we
Right.
table it.
I can
How a
call,
motion to adjourn?
I can call in if need be also,
No,
so if it's,
Well,
I
if
mean,
we got a quorum, this,
Yeah.
we'll be fine.
okay.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All right,
Second.
second, everybody in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, I'm gonna shut off the old camera.
Who made the motion?
Jeremy and,
And then
How's Janet doing?
great,
Is she? Good.
yeah.
No